Blackpool and Fleetwood, Lytham and Kirkham, St Anne's and Thornton. In fact, to wherever you are from here. Fylde Coast Radio.
In a world where nothing is certain, only music can help you to find the right way. The way you should follow today. This way will take you to the best genres of music from around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Lindsey Notts live. Fun, fresh, and fabulous. Stay tuned to Fylde Coast Radio.
Yes, so welcome back to Fylde Coast Radio. It's me, Lindsey Notts, taking you through your morning till midday today. Now, as promised, I am joined in the studio right now by our guest today, who is a chap called Jim Lettice. And I'm going to introduce him now and ask him to tell us a little bit about yourself, Jim.
Well, I came to live on the side from Wigan. I was born in Wigan, so I'm a pie eater, really. And when I came here at the age of 10, I lived on Mearside Estate, Seathwaite Avenue. And I used to go to St John Vianney's school. I used to love my life when I was a kid, especially when I was about 15, 16. And rock and roll was introduced into the country by a great chap called Bill Haley and his Comets, and never heard music like it before in my life. As for myself, beyond that, I went into the army.
Right.
At 17. I wasn't a very good soldier at all. And after 3 years and 74 days, they decided, goodbye, Jimbo.
Oh, dear.
I know, it was sad. And then when I came back home, things didn't work out at home anymore.
Right.
And it was then that I left home properly after being kicked out. I wasn't a good chap in those days. I've tried to alter my ways since.
Yeah.
And do you need to know anything more about me?
Well, you're here today because I've heard that you do some fabulous poetry. So how did you get into doing that?
I started writing bits of my feelings down a few years ago when I was trying to change my life.
Right.
And I was writing about myself, like, how I felt, because I couldn't speak to other people. And I found that if I wrote it in rhyme, it seemed to have a more powerful meaning to it. And now and again I'd write bits of poetry and just put it to one side. But in earnest, I really started writing poetry in 2011, which was when I got cancer.
Right.
And it was during my recovery that I started writing in earnest, I suppose. And it was for future generations of my family to maybe understand who I was.
Yes.
And my poetry now I write is life in rhyme. And I enjoy going out speaking to places like women's institutes and places like that.
Yeah. You go as like a guest speaker, do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I like the responses that I get. I was told at the last place I went to, this woman hung back and she said, "Do you know who you write like?" And I said, "William Shakespeare." She said, "No, I'm serious." I said, "Go on, tell me." She said, "Catherine Cookson." I said, "Catherine Cookson,"
Is it a compliment or not? I'm not sure.
I couldn't make my mind up, but yeah, it was very nice to hear people say things that they accepted that I do decent stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do, because you came in last Saturday and you ran one of your poems by me, which is about the Brexit situation, and it was brilliant, and that's the one you're going to do for us today, isn't it? It is. Well, before that, I'm going to play a couple of tunes, and I know that you're going to like these because I've got out of you what your favourite music is. Right. So we've got Fats Domino with Blueberry Hill, followed by Bill Haley, who's rocking around the clock.
Yeah. Taking music to a whole new level. It's DJ Lindsey Notts.
It is. Well, we were having a right old rave in the studio just then. Jim was rocking and rolling and singing his boots out. I was quite tempted to put the mic on Jim, but I didn't think you'd forgive me. So you enjoyed those two.
I did indeed.
Right.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah. How many poems in total have you written?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot?
Yes, probably 40, something like that.
Any plans to publish?
Some have been published in the back of a book that I wrote.
Right.
So, 10 of them. And unfortunately, the publisher that I got didn't... he didn't do the job I wanted him to do. Like, once it got to marketing,
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for Interlink, helping me out, I wouldn't be in the position where I am today.
Right.
They've been marvellous with me.
Fabulous. Yeah. Well, Jim's going to be reading out his poem about Brexit very shortly, but the good news is as well that you're going to be coming back, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Yeah, he's going to be coming back as Jim and sharing some more of his fabulous work with us over the next few weeks.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to that. Right, I'm going to hand over to you. Let's give it a whirl. It's the Brexit poem.
It is indeed. It's called Referendum 2016. It was June the 23rd when our voices were heard all over Europe next day. They couldn't believe that we'd voted to leave. They took it for granted we'd stay. Cameron bailed out before it got started, leaving a stink like someone's just farted. A nice lady took over to reside at number 10. They should have renamed it the Lion's Den. It was off to Brussels, 27 against 1, but trying her best to get the job done. There wasn't a chance to achieve a good deal, but should have done better, one must feel. The agreement she made was of dire consequence, as the jackals were waiting, with no decency nor sense. With personal ambition, they rise up to be seen, playing at politics for the TV screen. Parliament's behaviour is a total disgrace, and how some politicians dare show their face. A divided government. Has democracy gone mad? Does our votes count for nothing? It's all rather sad. But we are Great Britain. Great is the key. If we all pull together, then we might see what future we have with our Euro friends. We will all get on as soon as this ends. At heart, I am Labour. I was brought up that way. But I voted to leave, so come on, Mrs May. No more Brussels. They don't care of our Brexit. If there's more to be said, I suggest you just text it. Au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, adios.
I always giggle at that end bit. Just text it. She might as well. What do you think is going to happen? What's going to happen at the end of this month with this Brexit thing?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think that we'll have to rethink what Parliament's about from here on in. Because all these people who are doing it for themselves, they're stupid.
I know.
They won't. People will not vote for them.
No.
I mean, their own constituents, and they are going against what their own constituencies have asked them to do.
I know.
They completely varmint it. At the end of the day, we are going to leave.
It's a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a terrible mess. And I believe that they're playing a gambling game at the moment.
Yeah.
Both Europe and Theresa May, the only weapon that she's got is that leave without a deal.
I know.
And I think they're playing a gamble who's going to give in at the last minute. That's what I believe.
I know, and we're getting very close to the deadline, aren't we?
Too close.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we shall watch with interest, but that's very accurate and very funny. Well, what we're going to do next week? What are you going to share with us next week? Have you had a think?
I've got a poem written. It's probably about 7 minutes long, though.
That's fine.
Yeah, and it's about my grandma when I was brought up in Wigan.
Yeah.
I wrote it as a tribute to her because from the age of 4 to 10, it was the place where I felt safest. It was the first time I felt loved and needed.
Lovely.
So it's out of respect for her.
Yeah.
And that can be quite funny and humorous, my life in Wigan. Yes.
Yeah.
So
that sounds good.
Well, I'm hoping you like it.
Yeah, let's do that one next week. 7 minutes is fine. We've got 3 hours.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. That was absolutely brilliant. And I'm glad I've been able to introduce you to my audience. And hopefully they will all tune in again, same time next week. And we'll hear that poem that you just mentioned to us.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much for coming in.